Wake up, buy here, pay here people. It's a beautiful day. Go grab yourself another cup of joe and say hello to Jim and Michelle Rhoads on the Buy Here, Pay Here Morning Show. Take it away, you two.
Hello, everybody, and
Hey.
Good morning. We are pre-recording this for our Friday broadcast, and our special guest was not able to join us live, so we set this up so that we could actually have an opportunity to talk to him when it was convenient for him. Do we have any announcements or anything?
Just a reminder that we have Brent Carmichael joining us on Monday,
Yeah.
so tune in for that. I have a whole long list of questions for Brent, as always, and look forward to catching up with him. As those
Absolutely.
who don't know, he's a NCM moderator, consultant trainer, been with them for 15 years, runs
Mhm.
multiple Buy Here, Pay Here 20 groups, and knows a ton of stuff. So happy
Yeah.
to have him come join us.
And Maggie was on yesterday from C&M Coaching, and the podcast that we talked about has been released. So please look for it, because it's got some really great information on collections and how things are a little bit more tense this year than other years, and it was a great show. So if you have an opportunity, listen to hers, and then go back and listen to what we talked about.
So
too.
how cool is this that we get to do this and we bring rock stars? Wednesday, Maggie. Monday, Brent
know.
Carmichael. Today we got Fred Lennartz standing by.
Yeah,
Everybody
let's go
knows
ahead
Fred
and bring
from the
him
car guy.
Hi, Fred.
Car guy. So
Hey, you're in a hotel room.
I am. As anyone who sees me on social, I'm very open about where I'm at usually,
Yep.
and right now I'm in Arizona in a hotel and enjoying myself with a great independent dealer that I actually met at the last NIADA. So that was pretty
Nice.
cool. So we're here. We've been working with them ever since. So great group, growing, and I love watching them grow. So excited to be here.
Yep.
And is it warm there?
It's gonna hit 60 today. So yes, it's warm.
Yeah,
But it
okay.
was cold this morning, about 32.
That is chilly
That's
for
chilly,
Arizona.
yeah.
Well, at least if it's southern Arizona. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. I have the opportunity to go through the new publications that come out from NIADA and other state organizations, and ran across an article that you wrote in this month's. It's I don't think that the new one has been released yet, but this month's Buy Here, Pay Here Dealer magazine, and the article was titled "Driving Success: Harnessing AI to Boost Car Sales."
That's right.
And I just wanted to ask, first off, why did you choose? Because I know we've submitted articles to the different publications, and they typically don't give you a topic, right?
No, not usually.
Yeah, so you get to
Not at all.
So why did you choose this one?
Well, I believe that this has been a very hot topic, everyone. I think we could all agree that AI is kind of that factor that everyone's like, how do I harness the power of this? And I'm a people person. I want to keep it personal. But I tell you, people, if you do it the right way, AI is great. So I wanted to talk about it because I see many of my dealers starting to embrace it. I see a lot of new companies coming out, and you got to be like, how do I weave through those companies? Which ones are the right ones for me? So I wanted to do a little research. So this does multiple things. One, let me talk about what I already know a little bit, but also had me go out and look a little deeper to find some more content to be able to write about. So it helped me grow. So it was a all-in-one thing that I couldn't wait to do, but definitely a subject that I think a lot of people want to talk about, learn about, and grow with. So
Absolutely. And one nice thing about when you're teaching, like writing an article is a form of teaching, the teacher typically learns quite a bit in the process too. So it's a win-win as you go around. So some of the things that we were discussing this morning, the article and some of the different highlights of it. And the title is about boosting car sales, but there's an awful lot more to AI than actually getting someone to sign a contract, correct?
Correct. And I don't think it necessarily is about it's the end game, right? I think that we all want that byproduct of what we do, all the love that we put out in the world and everything. Of course, the byproduct is the delivery of a car, and that's a beautiful thing, and that's the way business should be. We should be making profits and things like that, but more so, how do we do it better for our customers? How do we make it easier for our own employees, right? And how do we make it feel like we're in today's world and communicating with people the way they want to communicate with them, be communicated by? So I think it's a great way to be able to do a lot of things. So AI is something I think 100% I embrace it, and I think that people should embrace it too, because I think it's going to help you feel a little bit smarter and be able to make decisions quicker so that you're not falling behind or anything like that. So
Yeah, and I think the reason we wouldn't embrace it would be just out of fear, which is sometimes just fear of the unknown. And we've even heard Elon Musk talk about his concerns around artificial intelligence and ChatGPT. And so we know there's a bit of a Wild West element here. And I think what we love is that, dealers and all business owners should really be prepared to embrace, stay up to date with technology, because, as you said before we started recording here, that it's really just an extension of us. It's a way for us to leverage our own intelligence, right? And be able to reach more people and be more efficient in what we do.
absolutely. And to me, when you can be more efficient, that word, you could be more efficient. You can get more things done in the same hours that you're working every single day,
Right.
just by applying some of these tools that we have, right? Everything from data that they can predict for you, which is one of the subjects that I wrote about. I love that, because market prediction is a tough thing. Use AI. They use just straight data, and they know what's going on. It's a crazy thing. When I started digging a little deeper, I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much here, and a lot of stuff that the fear of the unknown, right? It's scary until you learn about it. Just like anything else we do in life, my friends, it's everything is scary till you learn. And once you learn it, it starts to become part of your life. And then you embrace it. No different than when we first started using smartphones. At first, it was kind of like, I don't need a smartphone. That's just a phone. And then eventually you're like, whoa, I can't live without a smartphone. All generations are like that now. So, I'm just saying, people. So it's just something that once you get comfortable with it, you're going to love it. And then you'll find ways to use it and be more efficient. Efficiency.
So before we had a smartphone, you had to actually pick up the phone and call somebody to get a pizza delivered to your house. Now, right, you just do the little app and somebody's there. So and they can track it on the way. But
that's it.
But I think one of the other things we might ought to take a moment, just for any of our listeners who are kind of new to the conversation, is like, maybe we should differentiate the difference between artificial intelligence and common intelligence, because we've had analytics and Google and tons of intelligence for some time now. So when we cross into this artificial intelligence, my simple way to explain it would be more human-like intelligence. Was that what you would say, or how would you?
Yeah, I would say, like, it's trying to mimic what a human would do, but at computer speed. There's some people who have brains like that. Fantastic. But I would say, if most people are watching the show, if you put your hand up, I know most of us don't have that type of brain, right? And that's okay. And that's all right. That's why we have calculators, right? All those types of things. Now we have things that can really help you communicate so much cleaner. You ever sent a text before, my friends, and you realize inside that text that, man, that could be read 20 different ways. Hopefully they read it the right way. And then sometimes they don't. Right. And how many times have we done that with clients? Just the simple, small thing that AI has out there is ChatGPT. It's actually huge. Everyone's talking about it, right? But it's actually one of the like minor things that's actually out there that AI can actually do for you. But ChatGPT, what it does is that you can put that into your CRMs. You can put this anywhere on your phones now. That's even part of, like, I realized that when I updated my phone, like when I send text messages, when you hit that on an iPhone, there's a little like looks like a world on it, changes languages and stuff. But now it has it where it can go to ChatGPT. So as you're typing it, it'll ask you, do you want me to enhance this or clean it up for you? You're like, whoa. I don't like using it. I'm gonna be honest. I'm still old school. I'm still trying to, because I had to go back to real world. Like, that's just too much. Like, it's just like it right. So, but anyway, that being said, there's so many ways that we can. That's just one minor thing that helps us communicate, right? And also communicates when we're not available. Yeah, and that's a beautiful thing too.
Crossed the line for me the other day. My phone said, "Don't you think you should call your mom?" And I thought, that's none of your business. You stay out of that. So
I programmed that in there.
That's awesome.
I do appreciate, Jim, we mentioned intelligence and AI. AI uses all the intelligence that we put in there, and it's an artificial brain and how to develop, sentence structures and all of that to convey a message. I know for me, I'm not someone. It's interesting. It's interesting how we change as we grow older. When I was in elementary school, I won awards for writing, creative writing, and now if you asked me to write an article, I would just sit there in a funk for eons. And I have found for me, like drafting an email, or like a proposal or something like that. When I leverage chat GPT,
Yep.
it actually helps create sentence structures, and I go through and rewrite it. And it just
That's
it just kind of it helps me to be able to, okay, so there's a flow and all of that. So it's a really great thing to lean into. It's dangerous when you only use it to be your communicator. That's my communicator. That's
No.
You run into
Yeah.
some danger there, and a lot of I don't know if you've put information into chat GPT, and sometimes it'll spit out stuff and it's like, well, that's not right. Well, that's not correct. Yeah.
I'm sure I have, I use it for like corrections, things like that. I'm trying to embrace it, because if I'm going to talk about it and try to tell people they should try to embrace it themselves, I need to be able to explain it, how it works, and the magical part of it all. Right. And so I use it just enough. I haven't had too many of that's not really what it should be, but yes, I have in a few cases noticed that it's just not this, like, going in the direction that I'm looking for. Right. So it's like, okay, hold on. Maybe it's the way I wrote it. Right.
Yeah.
Like, okay. So when then you look at it, but that makes you kind of like, okay, cool. It's actually me. And but at the same time, you want to make sure that you're looking at stuff and being authentic, people. And using chat GPT purely, we can tell. It's like almost like you get out there and you start seeing, you're like, hold on a second.
Yeah, sure.
That's chat GPT.
Right.
Yeah. But some cases it's okay. But when you're trying to be personal and you're trying to get people to feel trust with you, it has to be deeper than that. Right. And sometimes having grammatical errors can be a good thing. Right. But you don't want it to be at a cost where people get offended. That's where I think that that's why I think that the tool is a magical tool that we can use just for that part there alone.
Yeah, it's and I like what you said. It's about trust, and you need to be authentic. And
Authentic.
if you want people to feel like they trust you, and it's either, if you're going to use AI to communicate with your consumers, with your customers, with our customers, then we should let them know this is not us. This is this. And so now you're talking to a real person, and that there's, or that you've created. This is something that I've I love how we can lean in with Facebook and other things, where we can create an entire text that's going to go out based on a question that we get asked day after day after day after day after day. And this is kind of one of those AI type things where you throw in what it is that you want to say. I see a lot of dealers that are just using the pat answers. This is like the clean intelligence response that you would give to the thing. And you run a risk, I think, of not being personal. And so when they're actually talking to the person that this text might have come from, it's like, yeah, you don't talk like that. But a long time ago, before all this AI, with the teams that I worked with in customer service, that we had an entire document that was a living document that had answers to all of the questions. And so people were able to take and cut and paste answers to all the questions and add their own stuff. And so it's encouragement of, like, add your own flair, add your own stuff. And so if a team member is using this, I would strongly suggest that you write it. That you outline, and then you write it in the way that you talk, and that makes it sound as possible.
I love that. And that's no different than anything else, people. And you said it right there, Michelle. I love what you're saying there, because it's true. You have to, once again, be authentic, right? But when you do that, we all do that. Everything we've been taught, let's say you sell cars, right? You've been taught things, then you did your own flair to it. So it's really something else that somebody else was doing for decades and decades, but you threw your own flair. Right? It's the same thing here. That's what makes it personal. And if you want to just be cookie cutter, then AI can replace you, literally. And that's not what people want. There are some people, there's a few buyers out there. Some of us, maybe even in the business, would rather just deal with no one and just get something delivered to our house. But there's a majority of us that want to deal with people. and have a relationship and know that I have trust, and I buy a car that I have somebody I can go lean on if something's wrong, or if something's great, or if I need to send somebody that can have a good experience too, right? I want to have that person,
Sure.
right? But I also want to be communicated right. We talking a lot, and I love that we're talking a whole lot about like communicating with it, right? And using it as a communication tool, but the data and the things that it can get, like it can get that intelligence that's out there, and they could put it inside the Chat GPT, and it could help dealers make great decisions. It can help salespeople make better decisions. You can literally, one thing I love about like AI, like you can put in Chat GPT, you can say, hey, maximize my day. I work 8 hours a day. I'm in car sales. I need to make this many dials. I need to do this, that, and another. It will make you a schedule.
Right.
It's a personal assistant. That's how it needs to be treated, right? And but
Yeah.
that's the thing, and that's what's lovely. But then you can also, as a dealer, let's say that you're trying to figure out how many cars do I need to buy over the next 3 months, do this. It can take market data that's out there, intelligence it's currently out there, put it inside there, and it can give you predictions. Like this is how many cars you should buy, when you should buy it. Get even deeper, if you have the right program with AI, you can get the data from all the auctions, right? And be able to say, these are the type of cars I want to buy. When should I be looking, and when should I be bidding?
Right.
Phew.
And
That's
powerful.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
That's time saving. That's efficiency, right? And that's also one less thing to stress about as a dealer. And we have plenty.
Yeah.
And so if you have those tools and you embrace them, but more importantly, get educated and start to learn about them a little bit more, because that's where it all starts.
Sure.
Spend 15, 30 minutes a night, watch some YouTube videos about AI. It'll change your life. Then go out and read some articles. The one that's in Buy Here, Pay Here, written by Fred Lennartz, a great one. I'm telling you, there's some really good stuff there that you can read and get excited about, right? But but AI is something that everyone should be embracing, and definitely in so many different ways. It's so eye-opening once you start to break the layers, because just ChatGPT alone is massive. There's so much stuff you can do. Like I said, ChatGPT could schedule your day for you. You could even say, if you were looking, how I want to start running a 5K, how many miles should I run a day? It'll tell you. What should I be eating? It will tell you, because it takes all the intelligence that's out there and analyzes it so fast, and it gives it to you in seconds.
Right.
We can do this all ourselves. We can go search the internet, do all this, but efficiency, friends. That's the word of the day right now. I think their show should be AI equals efficiency.
Yeah.
I love that.
And we look forward to bringing that. Obviously, you work in independent and Buy Here, Pay Here. We pretty much work exclusively in the Buy Here, Pay Here realm. And I think what we look forward to doing is bringing this intelligence over to the analytics side with loan performance, right? And helping consumers and dealers be more successful in that way. So we know that's going to be possible, right? So I look forward to that. But I think in the meantime, I'm going to write an article, and I'm going to have in the Chat GPT prompt, I'm going to say, write an article with the charm of Michelle and the style of Fred Lennartz and the enthusiasm of Lou Ramirez. And it's going to be a killer article. I can't wait to see.
You know what? I bet you that it would write something amazing, right? Because it'll go into the internet. It'll pull up Fred Lennartz, all this stuff. That's how fast
crazy
artificial intelligence is. It's not that we're not that smart. It's just that our brains, the majority of us, 99% of us on this whole planet, we don't operate our brains that fast. We know how to do it, and we can write it down. It's just like doing a calculus problem without a calculator. People can write it out and do it. It'll take them a while.
Yeah.
But if you have a calculator, it'll take you seconds, right? Now, so that's basically all we're saying. Be more efficient. If it's a time thing. We have 8 hours, we have 24 hours a day, but you can maximize that 24 hours even when you're sleeping with artificial intelligence. Mind blowing, right? So it's really a great thing. It doesn't just help you boost your car sales. It literally helps you be able to do more.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe even have some more freedoms throughout the day if you're looking for that time with your family, your friends, and all those things. I mean, it's not going away. And that's the biggest thing I want to tell people, is it's not going anywhere. It's actually getting bigger and better every month, almost every day, which is Elon's kind of, maybe he might be on something, right?
Yeah.
So I got to tell you too, I know that, just a quick mention that I saw mentioned the other day, that Google is coming out with a product called Genesis, which is their own version of a Chat GPT. So I think people might want to also investigate that. But
and the thing that I think that you just mentioned that is really, really true. We think about our parents. Okay. So most of our parents, they're boomers.
Yeah.
You know, and so they have been around since party lines.
Phone line. No, nobody knows what you're talking about, Michelle.
Okay, sorry.
Except
Phone
for me.
lines that are party lines when you pick up a phone and that puts you to with an operator, and then you say, I need to be connected.
Connect me to.
Such, and they can sit and listen to your conversation, and it's that other people have the same line.
Oh.
So you can pick up your phone and listen to someone else's conversation.
Listen,
as
Fred,
well.
I grew up in the country, and we used to be able to
Yeah.
hear our neighbors' conversations on the phone.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Pick
So
up the phone, they can hear them talking. Craziness.
Wow. I can tell you, I'm you know, I've been around. I've never been part of that. Even you know, there was definitely I've been around since it's been 7-digit numbers. But I definitely know about those times. I've heard about those times.
Oh yeah.
You know, and my mother's from South Korea, where they didn't even have phones at one point. You know, so like, you know, I definitely understand. They had you had to send pigeons.
Yeah.
So
So my point is that, you know, I look at my mom and others from that generation, that if they haven't kept with how fast it's moved from when they entered the world of adulting and all of that to today, how much it's changed. And so many of them, I look at my mom and she's like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't want to. No. It's moving at such a faster, quicker pace than it was during the lifetimes of our parents. And so if we don't keep up to date with what's happening, it's going to leave us behind. And so it's really, really essential that as we, and I don't know, I never say you must or you need to, or it's just, we strongly suggest.
I agree. I strongly suggest myself.
Strongly that we keep up to date with the things that are happening. So if you haven't had a chance to look at some of the different AIs, I know just in the industry there are different products that have come up that are heavily leaning into AI, and it's helping dealers to be able to write better paper, because it's using all of this data coming in, and it's like, how does the person rank, how does the car rank, and how does the deal structure rank? And so overall, this is you know, so you need to do this to improve the deal or whatever. It's beautiful, the things that are out there. The sooner that we get ourselves familiar with and get ourselves on that kind of that rhythm and that pace of being aware and using it, the less of a chance it has to leave us behind.
Yes.
It's super, super important that that we keep up to date with the things that are happening and lean in where it makes sense for our business to lean in.
And I
couldn't agree more.
Yeah, what I see on the buy here, pay here side, it just looks to me like that those dealers that are going to be most successful in the coming decades are the ones who learn to lean in on this technology, and they do so without compromising customer relations. Like if we can continue to put a premium on customer relations, especially in the buy here, pay here space where we have a long customer relationship, an ongoing customer relationship, I think when we can utilize technology to be efficient, both on the buying/selling side and on the account management side, and also maintain a high level of customer relations. And I suspect those are the dealers that'll be in great shape, 20 and 30 years from now.
I totally agree with you, and I like you said, I get the pleasure to work with a lot of great buy here, pay here dealers. One of my favorites that I get to work with is Nick Markosian, and he has definitely been an embracer of so many things. His team is armed, that's what I love about what he does. He's got 5 beautiful stores out there in the Salt Lake area, and he embraces tools so AI and things like are stuff that he's definitely going to be looking to get better at and learn about and to utilize, because he loves efficiency, and he has to be. When you got 5 stores and you're selling as many cars and you own that much product on your lots, you better be efficient, right? And he's super efficient, and I think this just helps him be able to have more freedoms. Right. When you have those freedoms, it definitely makes it all worthwhile, because sometimes you get a super burnout feeling, friends. And that burnout feeling can be alleviated as simple as getting better at learning about AI. If you just start learning, don't even have to use it. If you start learning about it now, that's all you have to do. Man, you're going to feel great about it, and then you will embrace it, and you'll do more than that. You'll start utilizing it, and then you'll be more efficient yourself. So that's why, I got to say, I strongly suggest you guys start learning how to do that. Like go spend 18 minutes a day. I've heard that saying, 18 minutes a day for 365 days puts you in that top 10% of people who know that subject.
Right.
So think
Yeah.
about that, friends. 18 minutes a day. Be
Not a lot of
committed. You're an owner, you're a car guy, car gal out there, and you want to get better, and you keep saying, quit making excuses, learn.
Yeah.
You know, I believe that we only feel good when we're growing, right? And that's why our big saying at the Car Guy Coffee World is forgive, focus, fly, and keep growing. Because you got to let things go. Even if you don't know it today, you just wipe it off so you could focus, so your hands are freed up. Now you're focused, and then you just fly. And then in order to keep that feeling, you just keep growing. And when you keep growing, life is good. And like Michelle said a moment ago, she strongly suggests that you go out and learn it also, right? Because when you're learning this, you won't get behind. Even if you are now, the only way you're going to catch up is to what? And I don't even think I need to say it, friends, right? Go do it.
Go do it. And, you know, and I love how I'd never heard that 18 minutes a day. If you put that into learning something about something specific that you've become an expert in a lot of ways.
I think with Chat GPT, I can get it down to 4. So.
I know you can. I strongly suggest you try.
Yeah.
So moral of the story is AI is really a beautiful tool that we can lean into. It can really help benefit our dealerships, you know, communication, the relationship we have with our customers. And if there's any homework to give, it's like spend 18 minutes a day. If it's all like 18 minutes of just getting in, there's a lot of people. And I was one of the ones that was a slow adopter of actually getting into Chat GPT and playing with it to understand what it is that it can do. And so I would strongly suggest that, you know, we take that time and just play with it. I mean, you can create some fun things, and it doesn't have to be all work, but it can just be play and learn how these things are out there to help us be better at what we do, and the efficiencies as well. Yeah. Any closing thoughts from you or
Nothing from me?
Fred? Anything else?
I just want to say thank you. I'm honored to be on this show. I love both you all and what you're trying to bring to the industry. Not what you're trying, what you are bringing to the industry.
Thank you.
And, you know, I'm thankful for people like you, and we're blessed to know people like you. And, you know, and Lou and I, you know, we honor you, and we look forward to seeing you all around some more. And to all you all out there, all 3 of us strongly suggest that you go out there and just spend some time. Don't tell me you don't have 18 minutes to learn something. Even if it's not AI, learn something. You're going to feel great. Keep growing, you know, and just be happy. Be the light, my friends. And it's all about that white hat way. So make it happen, my friends.
Thank you.
Outstanding.
Thank you. I'm going to have you backstage for just a second so we can say proper goodbye after we close out the show. Thank you so much for taking the time, and tell Lou in the background, hello. And thank you for joining us as well.
We will.
Thank you.
Thanks, Fred.
All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in today. I got some stuff I got to write. I'm going to go maybe pull out some chat GPT.
You got to wrap this up. I got 19 minutes to my next meeting. I got to squeeze in those 18 minutes.
All right, everybody. Have a great day. We'll see you on Monday. Thanks.